Hey guys, welcome to Shire School Studios. It's Ravenwolf. I'm back with another Friday deck list, and this one's gonna be another Voltron commander. But basically, this one I took to my last FNM, won both the rounds. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna play it off. Like that's kind of what made me want to do this video this week on this deck. I'm working on some other decks, trying to come up with some new stuff to do. That's not like normal tribal or anything like that. Also, guys, to support the channel, if you enjoy my content, please like or subscribe. Or if you just want to interact, comment down below. Tell me how you would change the deck, make it faster, more efficient, or what you would do. Like, what's your favorite Voltron command, or what favorite equipment do you have, or any deck list that you think would be pretty interesting. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get into it. The commander is Aisha Tanaka Armor. I might have butchered the name. Just correct me down below. Whenever she attacks, you look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may put any number of artifact cards with mana value less than or equal to her power onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Can't be blocked as long as the defending player controls 3 or more artifacts. So with her, we're going to be pumping her up with equipment. And then we're just going to oops a bunch more equipment out. And hopefully we have some items on board that will let us auto-equip. But let's go ahead and go to our Planeswalkers. We have Karn the Great Creator. He shuts down our opponent's artifacts' activated abilities. He can +1 to turn one of our opponent's artifacts into a creature. And then you have the -2, which is to get our artifacts back from exile, which is mostly the purpose he's in here. When our opponent starts exiling all of our equipment, we want to get it back. Then we have Ugin the Ineffable. Colorless spells you cast cost 2 less to cast, which is going to cheapen most of our colorless equipment, stuff like that. And then you have the -3, destroy target permanent. That's one of our colors, is for removal. Then we go to our creatures, which we don't have a lot. We have Emery, Lurker of the Lock. She is for graveyard recursion. Same as Hana, Ship's Navigator. Gets us some more graveyard recursion for our artifacts. Jin-Gitaxias will stacks our opponents out a little bit, and we get to copy our equipment. Jin-Gitaxias will get us card advantage when we cast our equipment. And when we flip him, hang on. Yep. Draw cards equal number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size for long as we control the Great Synthesis. Return all non-phyrexian creatures to the owner's hands. And then you may cast any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana cost to exile the Great Synthesis, then return it, which would be flipped, in which case we're just going to draw a bunch of cards again. Pure Steel Paladin. When equipment enters battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. And then equipment you control have equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. So yeah. And then you have Rebek, Architect of Ascension. Artifacts you control have protection from each converted mana cost among artifacts you control and partner. Mostly this is to protect our artifacts from being removed because we have a lot of 1, 2, 3, and 4 drops. So yeah. Now we have Drain Power, which is if we're a little down on mana and we want to have a big turn. If our opponent has a lot of mana untapped, we can use this to either try and bid out a counterspell, or we're just going to take all their mana. Fabricate as a tutor. For our instance, we have Swan Song for a counterspell, and we have Think Twice to let us draw cards. And we have Basilisk Collar for lifelink and Death Touch. Blackblade Reforged for mass attack and defense boost. Bloodforged Battle Axe for an attack boost that we can get copies of it. Celestial Armor is to protect our commander. Champion's Helm is to protect our commander and make her more powerful. Commander's Plate, protecting our commander, amps her up. Conqueror's Flail Makes sure our opponent can't activate spells on our turn, and it can beef up our opponent or our commander. Dark Steel Plate protects our commander. Grafted Exoskeleton is a win con. Hammer Nazan protects our commander and will auto-equip. Helm of the Host to get more copies of our commander, or we can get multiple triggers off Jin-Gitaxias, more copies of Emery or Hana or Pure Steel Paladins, or just more Rebecs. Kasari Gama, if our opponent tries to chump block us, we're just going to remove all their creatures. Leyline Axe to give our commander double strike and trample. Lightning Greaves protects our commander. Lorien Brooch for makes our commander unblockable for a win con. Lost Jite. With this one, it can ramp us up, let us block, or put one counter on an equipped creature. Lotus Ring, mostly it's just to get plus 3/+3 in Vigilance. But if we need to counter a spell or activate an ability or something, and we need that 3 mana, Lotus Ring is pretty good. Masterwork of Ingenuity can enter as a copy. Mythral Croat gives our commander indestructible. Mjolnir Stormhammer can tap out our opponent's creatures so they can't block and does damage. Nettle Cyst ramps up our commander. Nim Deathmantle. If our commander keeps dying, we can keep bringing our commander back. Nuke Launcher gives our commander Intimidate and then starts putting rad spells on our opponents for each time they want to cast spells in their turn. Pariah Shield. This is if they since we don't have a lot of creatures and they want to deal combat damage to us or any damage to us, instead goes to our commander. Pit Boy gets us some lets us untap lands, draw cards, and discard cards and put one counter on a creature. Quick Draw Katana for +2/+0 and first strike on our turn. Resurrection Orb, again, keeps our commander coming back. Sculpting Steel as a copy of another artifact so we can get more equipment. Shadow Spear will make our opponents lose Hexproof and Indestructible and can give our commander Trample, Lifelink, and +1/+1. Simulacrum Synthesizer gives us some really big creatures and some Scry 2. Soul Ring for ramp. Starforged Sword is a pet card I put in the deck, so we can casually just give somebody a fish and then attach our sword to our commander. Sword of Body and Mind. Protection from green and blue, +2/+2, and when it deals damage to a player, we make a wolf and they mill the top 10. Sword of Feast and Famine. Protection from black and green. When they deal damage to a player, that player discards a card and we untap our lands. Sword of Fire and Ice. When it deals damage to a player, deals 2 damage to any target, and we draw a card. And Pro Blue and Red. Pro Red and Green and +2/+2. We get the Exile card advantage, and we may play an additional land on our turn. Sword of Hearth and Home. Will let us flicker something like the Jin-Gitaxias, or one of our transforming artifacts, and we get to go get lands. Sword of Light and Shadow gets us a creature from our graveyard back to our hands, and it also lets us gain 3 life in Pro White and Black. Pro Blue and Black deals combat damage to a player. We surveil 2. You may cast in a source spell with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Really nothing, it's just the Pro Blue and Black and the +2/+2. And the Surveil 2. Sword of Sinew and Steel basically can remove artifacts and planeswalkers and is Pro Black and Red. Sword of the Animist is for ramp. Truth and Justice will put one counter on a creature, and then we can proliferate, so we can buff up our commander even more. Sword of War and Peace Pro red and white will deal damage to a player. That player takes damage equal to the number of cards in their hand, and we gain 1 life for each card in our hand. So really good. Wealth and power. Our commander will have protection from instants and sorceries, and then when we deal combat damage to a player, we make a treasure token, and then the next instant or sorcery we cast, we copy it. So like our Fabricate, we can go tutor for 2 things. Iron Crag is a mana rock that also becomes an equipment. That's really good. The One Ring gets us card advantage, and we have enough stuff to give us life in this deck that we can kind of counteract it. And it goes with Jin-Gitaxias to flip him. Thousand Moon Smithy is the same as the Simulacrum Synthesizer. Will make us really big creatures, and if we flip it, which is pretty easy because we're going to tap our equipment. When we cast an artifact creature spell, we're going to make another gnome that's really big. Thorn of Eldraine is for ramp and card advantage. Umezawa's Jite can remove creatures, it amps up our creature, and we gain life. Vexing Puzzle Box is a mana rock that eventually we can hopefully tutor for an artifact. And World Slayer, which is the win con, if we have Darksteel Plate on our commander, and hopefully like Lotus Ring, which is indestructible, we can immediately just swing out. Well, we're going to keep blowing up everything on the board until we kill our opponents, and yeah, we're just going to be oopsing out more equipment onto our commander. I thought I put Darksteel Forge in here. So, maybe, yeah, Darksteel Forge is probably a really good one. Karmic Justice, if our opponent blows up our equipment, we start blowing up their stuff. Don't touch our board, we won't touch yours. Mystic Remora is for card advantage. And it's Sagara's Aid, like Nazon's Hammer, is an auto-equip thing on her attack after her ability resolves. For lands, went pretty simple. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Flood Farm Verge, Glacial Fortress, Hollowed Fountain, Henge Gate Pathway, Inventor's Fair, 8 islands, a Mystic Gate, Nimbus Maze, 8 plains, a Rogue's Passage for a win con, Sea of Clouds, Sky Cloud Expanse, Thespian Stage, Urza's Mine, Power Plant, and Tower, with Urza's Workshop for more ramp. So yeah, our mana curve is not that high. As you can see, it's like at 3. Now, our commander is 5, which is what will slow us down. But I've had pretty good just getting her out quickly enough. Let's go ahead and we'll play test what happened there. Sure, we'll play test with this hand. So we'll draw for turn 1. We're going to go ahead and just play a plains. Can't cast anything, that's fine. Next turn, we're going to do the laser field, or this power plant, and we're going to go ahead and cast Bastos Caller. We're going to do the tower, and we're going to go ahead and do Karmic Justice. Plains. With the plains, I'd say we should just go ahead and do Darksteel Plate. Henge Gate Pathway, we're going to go ahead and flip it over, cast our commander. Next turn, our commander's alive. I'm immediately going to equip, so we'll go ahead and equip. There you go. And I guess what we'll do, I think it's 2 to equip there. So let me see. I thought we had a good one. So I guess what we'll do is we'll cast Sword of Wealth and Power. And then we'll go and attack, revealing top 4. And I think we put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Bottom of the library is Shift L. So Shift L, 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 L. And then we shuffle. Just make it random. Alright. So, yeah. Then we go to next turn. Fortunately, we only have one blue, so we can't do that. But what we can do is pay 2 mana, equip Sword of the Truth and of Wealth and Power, and with the rest of the mana, we're going to do Massacre Ingenuity. That's also Wealth and Power, connected to our commander. And then we'll go ahead and attack. Then we reveal the top 4. We're going to get any 6 drops or less. One ring enters tapped, so we can't use it. And then Sword of Body and Mind will enter tapped. And then shift L and L. So that's pretty good. And next turn, go ahead. We're going to add a counter, draw a card. What to do? Because we didn't get any lands. I'm sad we didn't get any lands. So we're just going to tap out our mana, Sword of Sinew and Steel for removal. Swing. We got 2 new equipment that enter tapped. Sadly, our lands go to the bottom of the deck. And there we go. We have removal, and we're making treasures, which I guess we also had those. Let's go ahead and restart. That's a bad hand. I like it, but that's a bad hand. Restart. This is a better hand. We'll keep. Draw a card for turn 1. So we need an island to make a plains mana. So yeah, we'll do that. Next turn. Nimbus for white mana. And unfortunately, we're just we're gonna go ahead and pay the 2. Drawing a card. Nice. Ooh. Urza's Tower. And then we'll do Sword of Body and or Sword of Light and Shadow. Next turn. Plains. I'm going to cast Fabricate. I'm going to go Tutor for an artifact. View Library. You know what? We're just going to get Soul Ring for ramp. And we'll cast Soul Ring. Next turn, play Urza's Workshop. So we have the 5 mana we need. I believe. No, we need that. There. Urza's Workshop. So with that, we can cast our commander. And then we're going to equip Sword of Light and Shadow. We'll go to combat and attack, revealing the top 4. And we get 4 drops or less. So we get the hammer. Enters tapped on our commander. And we get Sword of the Animist also on our commander. So we will shift L and L. L. Huh? L. Bomb the library. Bomb the library. There you go. Next turn, the easiest thing to do is we'll tap for each Urza's Lance, so 2 mana and a Soul Ring. We're going to do a Nizan's Hammer onto our commander. So let's put all the equipment that's connected on our commander here. Okay. And we still have 4 mana. Screw it. Helm of the Host will auto-equip. So we're tapped out, but that's fine because I'm going to go to combat. We're going to make a copy of our commander. We are going to swing with our both commanders on. We're going to do our big commander first. So let's go ahead and do the top 4, which is, let me see. Nope, does not. +1 +1 +2 +2. So +3 +3 +5 +0. So that's 7. We get 7 drops and less. So we're going to do Throne of Eldraine and play tapped. Pariah Shield, and Lightning Greaves. Because I think Hammer is on. To target creature you control. Yep, and then we'll do it again to get any 2-drops. Huh, we get Nuke and Nuke Launcher. And Nuke and Nuke we'll put on this one. And then Shift LLL. Yep, and next time it'll get bigger, which is fine. And then we're going to gain 3 life. Like we did before. We get a creature back, but we don't need it. Next turn, turn 7. Sky Cloud Expanse. I take it we should start trying to protect our board. So we'll do Urza's Workshop in a Plains, cast Karmic Guide. And 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. We'll do Karn for Recursion. And we'll leave Nimbus Space open for a Swan Song. Go to combat. Make a copy of our commander. So we'll swing. Actually, no. We'll move Lightning Greaves over to this one. Yeah. Oh, no, we can't because we're in combat. Yeah, we'll do that before combat. Then in combat, we make the copy. Alright. Let's go to combat. We're attacking with all. On the first one. Here, we'll put them in hand. 4. Alright, so we get Kasari Gama and Thousand Moon Smithy on the battlefield tapped. And we make a gnome. Add a token, Gnome Soldier. L and L. And we do it again for 5 drops this time. Sadly, Sargarda's Aid goes, but we don't need it. And then we're going to have Masterwork of Ingenuity is going to enter as a copy of Hammer of Nazan. And it is going to equip to this one. And this one's ability will resolve. 1, 2, 3, 4. And at that one, I'm going to put a Needle Cyst and that on there. And then we're going to put those back on the bottom of our deck. So yeah, basically, boom. Good turn 7. We've looked at the top 4, and we've ooped stuff out. Alright, restart. Not a bad hand. We'll draw for turn 1. I'm going to go ahead and do an island. Can't do that. Next turn. Mystic Gate. So 3 and 4. Next turn. I'll do a Plains, and we'll go ahead and do Champion's Helm. Next turn. Plains. Hammer. No. Lightning Greaves. Next turn. Control. Yep, Glacial Fortress will enter. Cast our commander. Lightning Greaves. We'll go ahead and attack. Looking at the top 4. We get Conqueror's Flail. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Next turn. Alright, so we have to do this one carefully. Because what I want to do is 1, 2, 3. Hana. Equip Lightning Greaves to Hana. And then we'll equip with 1. We'll equip Champion's Helm to our commander. Then we'll go to combat. I'm going to swing with Ayesha, revealing top 4. Oh. Alright, we got Bloodforged. Pit Boy. But not Jenga Taxes. Boop, boop. Alright. And what it is to equip it. Too much mana. Well, it's turn 6 anyway. We'll play the planes, and then we'll equip. Oh, we could have equipped Conqueror's Flail if I wasn't stupid. We'll equip Conqueror's Flail. And then we'll move Lightning Greaves back to our commander. Next turn. Do an island. Move Lightning Greaves over to Hana. Then we'll do... I don't know. Because I need mana to do stuff. We'll do Sword of Light and Shadow. And we'll equip it with these lands. With our basic lands. To our commander. Commander has hexproof now, so it's good. So I don't even need to move Lightning Greaves back. And then we'll equip Pip-Boy to our commander as well. So here, we'll make this stack here. Go to combat. Swing. I'm going to go ahead and put a counter on her. And then we'll do the +2, 4, 6, 7. So she's a 9. We get 9 drops or less. Sorry, Ugin, we don't get you. Not good. Oh, that was good. Alright, so we get 2 good things. We get a Basilisk Collar and a Sword of War and Peace. Not the worst thing that could happen. But this is slow for us too. We'll go to turn 8 just for fun. Yeah, we'll tap 2 lands out. Sword of War and Peace. Basilisk Collar. Blowforge Battle Axe. Go to combat. Swing with our commander. That is now 4 big. So we basically get any artifact in our deck. Alright, unfortunately we don't get Karn or Karmic Guide. Or Karmic Justice. But we do get a sword, and we're going to give somebody a fish to put it on our commander. And a Mithril Coat. Ta-da! And yeah, guys, that's just a simple Azorius Voltron deck. I've been trying to build non-popular Voltron decks, or just building Voltron decks out of commanders that don't normally want to do it. Ayesha's another one. I've been trying to build her since she came out. I think it was Dominaria, not United. But yeah, she's one of those where they started redoing the legends. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this deck, guys. Again, comment down below, tell me what you think, and I'll see y'all again next time. Bye-bye.